How can I love somebody else? When we gonna leave right there.
Please.
Man, yo, you know how we do. It's what we do.
Well, that's what you do.
I enjoy it. I enjoy singing. So, I'm letting the people know, about these records. You know what I mean? That shit that they might have forgot. I'm not gonna let you forget. So, it's hot as shit. We in the heat wave right now. It's burning up. Yeah, so you people stay cool out there. I'm sorry that we started the show off like that, but this is the Mr. Walker's podcast with your host, Mr. Walker, my co-host, Juice. What's going on, champ? How you doing? How you dealing with this heat wave of ours?
I'm not dealing with it. It really ain't. This shit ain't it. That's why I hate the summer. I love the fall and the winter. I hate the summer. Everybody might want to have a cookout and shit. We got to be outside. Nah, this ain't it. Skeeters, gnats.
Skeeters.
This shit ain't it, bro.
I dig it. As a young boy, I always wanted my birthday to be in the summer because I always wanted to have like a summer party. But my birthday is in February, cold as shit.
Mine's in December.
I always wanted a summer birthday though. But this weather, listen, I will take this over freezing cold. I love the fall. I love the fall. Like the fall for me, that's when you could really like put some shit on. You could really get dressed. Now, summer, it's too hot, bro. Like you just want to put on a plain tee, some Olas, some Olas, plain white tee, waistline joint, fresh out the pack, socks, and a fresh pair of kicks, and be on the block chilling. Fall, you could wear your sweaters, you could wear your sweatshirts, you could wear nice sweatsuits, nice little peak coat or something like that. I would take this over cold weather any day. Any day. How about you?
I'm totally opposite, but like you always say, we different. Me personally, cause I can strip down naked, sit in the chair, lawn chair in my yard, and I'ma still be hot 90 degrees. Or 95 or 100, I'ma still be hot, right? Now take the winter. 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing. Anything under that, but guess what? I can throw on 2 long johns, 2 shirts, hoodie, leather jacket, peak coat like you said, and I'll be all right. But with this shit here, we can both strip down naked. We still gonna be hot as shit.
That's a fact. Well, for me, like I said, I'm cool with it to a certain degree. And I don't have a problem going swimming at night in the public pool. It might not be open, but I'm getting in that motherfucker. I will help you get over the gate to go swimming. But when the people come, don't ask me to help you get back over the gate to run. You on your own. So, how was your weekend?
It was good.
Okay.
Sweet, I was with you.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. Met a lot of good people.
We enjoyed ourselves. We put some things on the grill this weekend. No pork on my fork. Beef. Fish. Chicken.
I don't think it was no pork.
You can't come to my barbecue, my crib, with pork. Anything else you could bring, but no pork. We barbecued this weekend. It was great. I invited a handful of people. Great turnout. I enjoyed it, to the wee hours of the morning. But yeah, a lot of great people, a lot of cigar smoke, lots of whiskey that I drink. Duce was there. Jose Quavo.
I can say the killer was there.
All of that shit.
Some cognac. I think somebody had a cognac.
Yeah. Tito's.
Yeah.
That bullshit. I had my fair share of like vodkas and cognac, and that shit was, it never agreed with me. You know what I mean? It would make me lose my fucking mind. But
I can't do light no more. That light shit is done. I can't do light.
why not?
It just made me feel funny the next morning.
It was an interesting weekend. Like I said, it was great. No arguments, no fights. That doesn't happen in my home. It doesn't happen amongst friends and family anyway. But this weekend, I realized that women deal with things a lot different than guys, right? And I feel like if you're dating someone and you don't share the same emotion from something, women tend to think that you don't care or you don't care enough. So the question I ask Juice and all the people watching, do men share the same emotion that a woman does?
For the most part, yeah. For the most part. We might act and react differently, but we share the same emotions. Absolutely. You would have to. It's hormonal.
Okay,
You know,
well,
like just like we have testosterone, women have testosterone as well. They have it too.
the crazy thing is, I don't think I share the same emotion that a woman does. I don't. Me personally, I deal with things a lot different. And some may say that I don't care, depending on how I react to certain situations. But then again, looking back at my life and me growing up and shit, being raised by a single mother, single parent, single woman, I feel like I did possess certain things that my mom, like the emotion that my mom had or has. I feel like that was the reason that I got into trouble. Cause it wasn't necessarily like I had to do the things that I was doing. Because my family last name holds weight. So sometimes I would take advantage of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But that's human nature. You're gonna, like, when you know you got the clout, you got all of that shit, you know my last name? Oh, nah, nigga, you know what it is.
So, but it was times too that somebody could do something to me that didn't deserve the response that I gave it. Like willing to go all the way, to the extreme. And you know, that's a different type of emotion, right? That pushes you to the point to like where you're willing to risk your freedom. You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
something different.
But I feel like being raised by my mom and seeing how she responded to certain shit, I picked up on those habits. I would go to the extreme. It kind of helped me in a sense because it made motherfuckers lay off of me because they knew like, oh, this motherfucker will blow a fuse and he's going all the way. And then when I met up with two other people that felt the same way I did, it was like, oh, we taking over the world. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, even like in a relationship, when you're dating someone, responding to certain situations, you know, because sometimes your lady would think that you don't care because you don't give something as much energy as she would. You know what I mean? Like, I be wondering, like, how did you interpret that and get that? Like, how did you get that answer? Someone takes something from me, I'm pissed about it, right? But I quickly let it go and I like, I'm a problem solver in a sense now too. I'm like, yo, how can I fix this situation so it won't happen again? The shit is gone. I can't cry over spilled milk, but I can damn sure make sure that it won't happen again. I seen women respond to things that it was like, I question, like, why the fuck are you giving it that much energy? Let's try to figure out it not happening again. How would you deal with dating someone that needs you to respond to situations like they do?
First question, it's more about communication. You have to know who you're with. You gotta know who you're with, understand them. Like, you gotta be thinking ahead of them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what you're thinking, you know what they're thinking. But that comes with communication, body language, and whatever else. You know what she likes, you know what she don't like.
But what if it's something that you didn't do necessarily to her?
Like I said, it's communication, because body language communication, you have to know how to appease her, soothe her. You know what I'm saying? She might flip the hell out. But you gotta know how to kind of calm that down. That's why they call women the fairer sex. You have to calm that down, bring it back to a minimum. She's still gonna be mad, but you gotta calm it down to the point where she won't wild out.
Is that gene hereditary? Like,
It's possible.
I think it is. And I think with guys, you gotta do so much more work when it's hereditary. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that shit is in her. If that's all she's seen, and her parents probably were like that, it's in her to be that, right? So now dating her, you got so much more work to do to kind of get her to understand that we gotta respond to things differently instead of with all the emotion.
And you said the key word, differently. So that means you have to respond to her different. You have to communicate with her different. You said the key word right there. Differently. You can't give her what she asking for. Give her something else.
Are we talking about the fucking same thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like you somewhere else with this. I don't feel like we're talking about the same thing.
You just said differently, right? With your last comment. You just said that. So that means you would have to communicate with her differently, because if it's hereditary, that's inbred in her. So she's seen that all her life. So that means you gotta come at her different. If there's a fire right now, what the hell am I gonna do? Put another fire next to it? No, I'm gonna spray water on it. I gotta come at it different.
Try another analogy. That was terrible. I ain't like it. Try another one.
Doesn't matter what you like. No, I speak what I speak. Doesn't matter whether you like it or not. I'm not here for your enjoyment, for you to like what I say, right?
Yeah.
Now you might, of course, you don't agree with it because you want me to change it, but
No, I don't want you to change it.
that's just what it is.
Your opinion is your opinion.
Exactly. Everybody
I
got
mean, I
one.
could like it or dislike it.
Right.
I mean, I just felt like you could have came up with something. That was a terrible analogy. I felt like it was.
So with what you just said, and you said that keyword differently, so you're gonna come at with the same shit?
Listen, dealing with a woman that, you know, the emotion part being hereditary, she's seen it all her life. She gets it from her mother, her father. Do you understand, like, that? Do women understand that trying to get you to understand that certain things is just not that serious, and we gotta start putting a lot of energy into the solution? What happened is what happened. You understand what I'm saying? And just the way I'm saying this is how I would speak to the woman about this. But things don't happen overnight, right? Getting someone to understand where you're coming from when this is how they were raised, you're trying to get them to change their mind about certain shit. And then I think a lot of women don't understand that based off your high emotions could be detrimental to me as a man.
Well,
because the way that you respond to certain shit and me being your man could lead me straight to the penitentiary.
Or in the grave.
Or in the grave.
Perfect example.
So I don't think that women understand that. Not all women, but some women. I don't think some women understand that me being a protector or me being your lover, your husband, your boyfriend, you need to approach situations with a clear mind. Because if you don't, and you're all erratic and crazy and shit, you looking to me to solve the problem. And sometimes your emotion could be the gas for this crazy engine in me to do something. Like look at fucking Will and Jada. Chris Rock making a joke about Jada. Will chuckled, but Jada looked at him. When she looked at him and she wasn't laughing, Will knew, he stopped laughing and he knew he had to do something. So he went up on the stage and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
And that fucked up.
And the crazy thing is, if y'all remember during the speech when he won the Oscar, he said he was crying and that's because he knew he fucked up.
Because he knew his career was done.
And then he said in the acceptance speech, he looked right in the camera and said, love will make you do some crazy things. And he slapped that man because of Jada emotions. They've been together for a while. He could read the signs. She wasn't feeling it. He had to do something about it, and he responded the way he did.
Why he didn't slap August like that?
Well, that's a whole nother story. See, you know what? Wait. Let's go off track for a second. Let's talk about that too. See, I hear people talk about that August and Jada shit, right? But what motherfuckers don't understand is that woman mind fucked and played games with that young man. That's trouble. He was a troubled young man. The son brought August to her to help him. If y'all remember, it was a time in August's life that he was beefing with his moms and shit like that. He was going downhill. The son, what's the son name?
Jaden.
Jaden brought August to Jada for Jada to help him. Jada took advantage of that young man. Mind stayed at the time and fucked him and was fucking him. See, everybody's so caught up in the entanglement and all that other bullshit. Will and Jada having like an open relationship. But the crazy thing is, like, are y'all forgetting that she took advantage of this man? So, this young man. So, what does that make her? People forget, like, fuck all the other shit. She took advantage of that young man's mind state at the time and was fucking him. And we all know that pussy is the worst drug ever to be addicted to. So, but getting back on track, the reason that that man slapped Chris Rock is because of Jada emotions. And I don't think that women understand that shit. And just like the Don't Call Me White Girl chick.
But you said before, love make you do crazy things. No, crazy make you do crazy things. Crazy make you do the crazy things.
No, so you can't. So what you just said is true, but that doesn't that's a whole nother. Love will make you do crazy things, but crazy will make you do crazy things too. Crazy could be fucking hereditary as well.
That's why they call it crazy in love. If you crazy in love,
bro, no. You don't even gotta be crazy in love. Just in love. Love will make you do crazy shit, bro. Crazy can make you do crazy things as well. But we talking about.
Yeah, when you in your damn 20s and you think you in love.
Let's stay on track.
When
we
you
talking
in your
about
40s, nigga, no, that should not happen.
We are talking about women emotions running high and then significant other being backed into a corner to do something because they're with this woman. Like Don't Call Me White Girl said on her podcast, she was like, how women nowadays, like all these men being killed, right? And a lot, what they're not saying is, the reason that this man was killed was probably behind a woman. Feeling a certain
And that's
type,
what I was gonna get to too.
Feeling a certain type of way, and a woman's emotions running high, and they fucking call somebody to do something, and this nigga either gets murdered, or he fucking goes to jail. Behind a woman making a phone call to him, with emotions running high, and he come and jam himself up behind you.
Remember when you said that before, I was gonna give an example. I said that's the best example. Like that kid in the boroughs, I forget, it was a Harlem or whatever. And the girl's car wasn't working. So apparently he snatched the chips out of the little girl's hand. And she goes, oh, I'm about to go get my man, whatever. Man come up there, walk behind the counter, not knowing the old poppy digger got something on him, and what he do? Stab him in the neck. Then he bleed, and he stab him again. Now that man lost his life. Matter of fact, I think the poppy niggas out, because they said it was self-defense. It was self-defense. So you rile that man up, now he ain't here no more. For what? A bag of chips for your daughter?
Women knowing, or even like paying attention to themselves, or even listening to your man. If he deals with certain situations different than you, and you think that he's nonchalant about things, that's something that you probably need to pick up on in a trait that you need to take in. I had a friend like that. I had a friend that was nonchalant about everything. My man, he nonchalant about everything. But when you cool, you could kind of sit down and chill for a second and think about how to deal with shit. You know what I'm saying? If you run off emotion, you could do something in a matter of a second that's gonna fuck the rest of your life up. Or even a relationship up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I feel like dating somebody as well, especially if y'all live together and shit, like a man cave is necessary. Like, allow that man to go in that man cave and clear his head and then come back, right? Or, even if y'all have a situation, it's fucked up, and my mom used to always tell me this when I was younger, like she wouldn't allow me to go to bed mad. In a relationship, you don't have to go to bed mad. You could be like, yo, babe, I love you, we're gonna talk about this tomorrow when I get, when I clear my head. So you won't come at her with anger.
Because when you wake up angry, then there's a problem.
Women, I think, need to understand the power that they possess, right? You look at your man as king, or however you look at him. He's the protector, he's king. He's daddy. He gets the big chicken, come home from work, big piece of chicken, come home from work. And I think women need to realize the power that they possess in a home, in a relationship, in a marriage. This man is going to respond to you, right? So if you allow your emotions to get the best of you, that man could possibly jam himself up or be a shell of a man, because you are probably getting on him about how he doesn't share the same emotion that you do, why he's not responding to this situation like you are. And he probably just not that type of person. When you cool about certain things, you can kind of sit back and analyze everything with a cool head, without responding with a bunch of emotions going through you. What you think, Juice?
I mean, I agree. I agree with that. But like I go back to my first point, it's about communication. You have to know that person you're dealing with. To know, like, this nigga just did 12 hours. Let me not trigger him with some shit. Or trigger her with some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when dudes come home, they don't want to hear the shit. And it's no different when you said with the man cave. Let him get away for a little while. It don't even have to be an argument. He just might want some me time. Like, I remember back in the day on them shows and stuff, girls be like, oh, I need me time. You don't think guys need me time too? Chill with the fellas, do something, like, whatever.
You know, the crazy thing is, it's almost like it's a man's job to come home, even if you had a long day at work. Like, I don't think, like, women understand the pressure that guys deal with trying to make you happy, right? After a guy has done a long day at work and y'all sit down and eat and shit, she's gonna feel, you gotta listen to her. You gotta listen to how her day was, right? And I remember dating certain people and not speaking to them while I was working during the course of the day. Because I always felt like if I speak to you during the course of the day and I see you later, I'm spending the night or you be living together, what the fuck do we have to talk about when I get home, right? I spoke to you the whole fucking day. I know what you ate for lunch, I know what you ate for breakfast, and now we eating dinner together. I know who fucked with you today at work, so I would always try to stay off the phone, you know, from speaking to Shorty all day long. Because I knew I needed to sit down and have dinner with her, and I had to listen to her day.
Well, I was pretty much the opposite. Like, I wanted to talk to such and such during the day. Now, how your day going? Everything good? Blah, 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 blah. And even still, after that whole day, we would still talk about the day. Communication, bro. That is like the foundation.
What if communication doesn't work? Then what do? You've been saying communication the whole show, but what if the shit that you're telling her is not getting through to her? Then what do?
Get a new lot, buy a new lot, and build a whole new foundation.
So you're saying break up?
Not necessarily break up, but you might have to buy a new lot.
What does buying a new lot mean? Break up, doesn't it?
If you want to take it like that, then...
Tell me what it means then.
Yeah, technically, yeah. I didn't want to say that, but yeah. Buy a new lot, build a new foundation. See what happens.
To anybody that's smart, I think that they would know that that's what you're saying.
Well, whatever. But I didn't want to say it. Let them get it.
Fuck that. I'm saying it. You saying break up. My next question was just basically how would you be able, how do you handle a woman that's emotional about everything? Communication, right?
Exactly.
Yo, the fuck?
That is the basis of everything, especially with a woman. Especially with a woman.
If my lady is emotional about everything, of course, I would speak to her, right? It's something deeper there to me. It's a deeper issue. Maybe she's not
telling me. So that
telling
means you gotta dig deeper.
Yeah, yes, okay. But sometimes people don't even wanna, like, you gotta learn a person's history. You gotta know a person's history from their parents, if their parents got along, if their parents...
And how would you know that?
Of course, communication. But sometimes people hold on to dark secrets that they don't want to tell you.
That's true too.
Now, I would suggest if Shorty's just not telling you the information that you need to try to figure out what's wrong, then I would suggest going to a shrink. Therapist.
Yeah.
There's
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Especially if you're trying to make it work.
Exactly. But a woman that's that takes everything to the heart and that's emotional about everything, I would definitely have this conversation that I'm having, and I would break it all down, just especially the part where I said like running high on emotions could jam the man up in a relationship. Because you need, when you running high like that and he's in love with you, then he's gonna try to make it right. Whatever
that's one part of it.
Yeah, so.
Or you could be the dude that, oh, I don't wanna step here. I don't wanna step here. I don't wanna step here just to ignite her.
But,
so now what do I do?
Okay. But also, a man putting up with a woman that runs, that's emotional about everything, he's putting so much energy into you that he's taking away from himself.
Yeah, he don't have energy for himself. He's so drained, like.
He doesn't have energy for himself. Yeah. So, like, now you got a shell of a man because he's putting so much effort into helping you that he doesn't have anything to give himself, or he doesn't have anything to run the engine, so to speak. Because it's like he's consistently.
He's put all his energy and heart into.
And now you got a shell of a man.
And then now you're expecting him to be strong when he's so drained. It's hard
emotionally
to be strong.
too.
Yeah, emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever.
And as time go on, you'll see it. Things will start to change.
Yeah.
His walk could be different. His talk could be different. The way he dressed could be different. How he sits in the house, how he hangs around. Everything, it'll start changing. But also, you can't be so selfish that you don't recognize it. You understand what I'm saying? Because some women, they could be...
Not even just selfish, just blind. Because some people they got so much tunnel vision because they're narcissistic that they don't see everything else. They only see them.
Exactly. To end this off right, you're saying communication is key.
That is the foundation. It may work, it might not work. But that's where you gotta start it at.
And I'm agreeing with you. Communication and understanding. I'm gonna leave it there. I suggest, well, let me say this. The person that you're with is your best friend. And in order for you guys to be together and run it smoothly, yes, you gotta be able to communicate, but you also gotta be able to understand and interpret what is being said to you.
Well,
it's coming from
reciprocity. It's gotta go back and forth.
It's coming from a person that loves you. So when a person tells you something, take it for face value. Your partner is your best friend. So the way he's trying to help you deal with something could save him. He could be free. He could be alive forever for you. He could be free for you. And the car could run a lot smoother if both of you understand. So
it's funny you said the car, because the V6, the V8 ain't gonna run good unless you got that what the hell they call that? The catalytic converter.
Cadillac converter.
It ain't gonna run good. Shit gotta be smooth.
You've been sipping too much on that moonshine.
Sipping too much, god damn. I only had one drink.
Did you?
I ain't counting beers. I had 2 beers, so what?
Oh, now you had 2. What, I had 1, maybe 2. What, am I alcoholic now?
All right, Eddie Kane.
Anyway, we closing out the show. This is the Mr. Walker's Podcast. My host, Juice. Check us out. Go to YouTube, WTW_NYC. Follow me on Instagram, Mr.Walker WTWNYC. Juice, you want to shout your Instagram page?
Juicy Cow 31.
Okay. And we are rolling, bitches.